You're listening to another episode of the Coaster 101 podcast. I'm Andrew Stillwell, and after a couple weeks of interviews, I am joined once again by members of the Coaster 101 team, which is great. And if you go way back to the history, the beginning of this podcast, episode 1, it was me, and I had 2 co-hosts. And they've been on it a couple of times since. Maybe not as frequently, but that's okay. We still love them. But the 2 co-hosts are back. It's like the first episode of the podcast all over again. So first, I'm going to welcome in Eric Woolley from California. Eric, what's up?
How you doing, Andrew? There was a lot of stalling. It made me think you forgot what our names were.
Yeah. Oh, this isn't like we record on Zencastr, not Zoom, and I can't see a name. So yeah, I remember your name though. It's Eric.
Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome. And also down in Orlando, we got Shane Joseph. Shane, welcome back.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
You don't seem so enthused, but that's okay.
What was the first episode of the podcast? I don't remember what did we talk about?
We're like, happy 15th birthday to us. So that was 5 years ago.
And now it's our 20th? That's crazy.
Now it's our 20th, and we're somehow still not at 200 podcast episodes in 5 years.
How's that possible?
Because I hosted, and sometimes things get in the way, Shane. It's the way it goes.
Yeah. You need to make more episodes, Shane.
I'll be on it. All right, I will.
Anyway, I got you guys back. Great, wonderful news. And it's the holiday season. And we are thick in the holiday shopping madness. If you haven't bought a Coaster 101 calendar yet, please buy one. We're raising money for a kid again. C101.me/26 calendar. We've got a handful left, so buy one and get it there in time for Christmas. But we thought there was no better time to talk about kind of the holiday ongoings at the parks. And in full disclosure, we had this great idea. It was a listener pitched idea. It was my buddy Clint. He lives out in California. And I texted him. I said, hey, you listen to the podcast. What do you want us to talk about this week? Because right now it's the off season. Some of these parks have winter events. A lot of the winter events have gone away, so there's not as many of them. And, Clint gives me this idea. He's like, hey, have a holiday park draft about, your favorite things. Make the ideal park holiday event. Favorite food, favorite show, favorite walk around character, things like that. I pitched this to Eric and Shane. And Eric understands how a draft works.
Big sport fan.
Big sports guy, hosts a Stanford football podcast, Gate 13 podcast. Go check it out anywhere you get your podcast, even though the football season's over. Shane, on the other hand,
I don't understand.
Not as big of a sports guy. And so I say, we're going to have a draft. We're going to draft these things. And about 2 hours before we start recording, Shane sends over his entire list of the things we were going to draft. And I was like, Shane, this isn't how this works.
I think I know where I went wrong.
Yeah, you sent it to me and Eric. That was the problem.
Oh, yeah. I think I was thinking bracket of like we're going to pit them against each other.
Okay. Well,
I think that's now that you say it.
That could have been fun discussion too.
We would have, but we would have had to go through the whole draft in like 30 to 40 minutes of content to get to that point where we would, put it to the vote, put it to the audience and say, oh, who has the best Christmas thing that they've created? We're not going to do that now because we've got all of Shane's picks, and this podcast would be very quickly me and Eric trying to cherry pick all of Shane's picks and making him scramble.
I have other options. You could take them. I got other options. I can come up with something else.
You got other options, but we're gonna talk real quick. Like, we're just gonna kind of run down some of our favorite holiday happenings. Specifically the winter holiday season events, parks across the country. Like I said, some of them have gone away, but others are still going strong. I actually was just at WinterFest at Carowinds this past weekend. But Shane, since I've got your list here, why don't you tell us about your favorite holiday event in general, which is Smoky Mountain Christmas at Dollywood?
Yeah, so I went last year for the first time, first ever trip to Dollywood, and it was during the holiday season. So I got to see all of the decorations and the shows and lots of Christmas lights and Christmas trees, and it was great. It was great. I can't really. It's hard because that was the first time I ever saw Dollywood, so I don't know what it looks like without the Christmas decorations.
Just less trees,
But
less Christmas
yeah,
trees, less tinsel.
okay, then it's great.
I love it.
Am I? Did I just make up in my head that it's called Jollywood during Christmas time?
That is
Yes.
That's not
Hollywood
a thing it's actually called.
Studios at
Yeah,
Disney.
you're thinking Hollywood Studios at Disney. But,
I'm not thinking that because I didn't know Hollywood Studios did anything for Christmas.
Oh man, your West Coast bias is showing hard. But yeah, the Smoky Mountain Christmas, I feel like wins the golden ticket for best holiday event every year. And I know they do a great job. I've yet to go, and that's pretty embarrassing for me with Dollywood only being 4 hours away. Eric, I know you're kind of up in Northern California, where California's Great America has done away with WinterFest recently. But do you have a favorite holiday event that you've ever been to at a park?
Yeah, I mean the Southern California ones I am a fan of. I feel like it's cheating to say Disneyland, although I actually think California Adventure, not surprisingly, because California Adventure is the less good park, always does more for their holidays. So, I mean, in terms of decorations, Cars Land is always the best decorated for any holiday season, whether it's, even normal Cars Land decorations or Halloween or holidays. Both the flat rides get overlays. There's a bunch of extra Carsy Christmas trees, and the signs all get done, and the statue of Stanley at the end gets replaced with a Christmas version. And then Knott's Merry Farm always has a certain charm to it. I know some of the things there have changed over the years, but they used to always do, I forget what they called it, but sort of a bridge version of the Christmas Carol in one of their theaters, and carolers around, and snow in Ghost Town, which always feels because Ghost Town always does a good job of feeling like an actual place that it becomes very atmospheric. And so yeah, Knott's Merry Farm, it's always sort of a nice has a very classic Christmassy feel to it that I think lots of other theme park holiday things don't always achieve or go for quite the same thing. So that's always a good time down at Knott's Merry Farm.
Yeah, and I mean, again, over here on the East Coast, kind of in the regional theme park space. I grew up in Florida, so we did Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party a couple times when I was a lot younger. I have a core memory of, this is back when, the after hours party tickets were reasonably priced and not as many people were going to them for, to get content and all sorts of things like that. But I have this core memory of riding Thunder Mountain while the fireworks were going off, and it was 65 degrees. So I had my winter coat on in Florida, and I saw the snow soap, or the soap snow, for the first time, and I was like,
yep,
this is the greatest thing ever. So, and I mean, that was many, many years ago. Obviously now much more familiar with WinterFest at Carowinds, and at, King's Dominion before it went away this season. But I've been going to WinterFest at Carowinds for the last, at least once a season, since 2017, 2018, whenever they brought it back. And it's become one of my favorite times to go to Carowinds, just because I think the mood and the vibes in that park are completely different when there's, millions of Christmas lights and all these holiday themed shows, some holiday specific menu items, things like that. Also, I've got to give a shout out to Christmas Town at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. I've been there one time. It was, it's a different event than a WinterFest today at a now Six Flags park, but that was a really good time as well. So, but yeah, WinterFest I think is just the one because I'm most familiar with it, and with a special shout out to the formative years at the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, cookie decorating, and again got down to 60 degrees in Florida, so I had my big heavy parka on, some sort of just ridiculous southerner.
Andrew, where's the Busch Gardens Williamsburg one? Where do they set up decorations, or is it the entire?
It's pretty much the entire park. I mean, they block off certain areas of the park, because certain rides are down for the winter,
Yep.
things like that. But there are decorations everywhere, so it's at least
I feel like
the way I
it's a
remember it.
park that already, from like the architectural style, it's very thematic, and I feel like making it Christmassy, especially in the German area or the England area in the front, would be also a very make it feel extra European.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you guys have been to these holiday events, right? And I feel like a big portion of the holiday season is eating.
Yep.
Are there
Yep.
any menu items that are specific holiday menu items that kind of stick out to you guys? I would love to go first on this one because I'm kind of mad they took it off the menu this year, but Carowinds used to have a Gobbler sandwich that was like stuffing, turkey. They had like a cranberry mayonnaise on it that was amazing. And one year they even deep fried it, which was even better. But it's no longer on the menu, but that's a sandwich that I've thought of a lot, and that's just because I'm somebody who enjoys food. But I feel like that's a really, really solid holiday edition. Um, this year, like I said, it was just at Carowinds. They've got a smoked turkey sandwich that is kind of the next generation gobbler, but it's also kind of fancy. It's got like arugula and it's on focaccia, and it's a lot more gourmet, but it's still very good. But it's no deep fried gobbler sandwich with stuffing and cranberry mayo. Shane, I've got your list here. You want me to just tee you up? What's
Sure.
your
Hit me.
yeah? You've listed in your draft that wasn't a draft. Your favorite holiday food item was the popovers from JWN
Jollywood Nights.
Jollywood
Yes.
Nights.
So,
Tell us.
a few years ago, I went to Jollywood Nights, which is the after hours holiday event at Hollywood Studios, Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida. And I went the first year they ever did it. So these things are still there this year. I do know that. But basically there's a ton of like specific food for that. There's like a sugar cookie martini that I had that was good. There was like these roasted duck wings at the Brown Derby that were good. But the thing that I remember most is they have popovers, which I don't know where that term is from. I don't know where those are like originated, but basically they had one of them that was a Thanksgiving sides popover. So it was like stuffing and cranberry, all the things that you would want on your Thanksgiving plate inside of this, basically a croissant. And it was great. And they had some other ones. There was, I think, a brisket one, and there was a veggie one. I tried a couple, but my favorite was the Thanksgiving sides popover.
And I've just looked up the origin of popover, and it is
Okay, let's hear it.
It is decidedly American.
Oh,
It's just
okay. Well,
I would have
I
assumed-
figured that. I just didn't know region.
I would have
It's-
assumed English because I always think of a popover as basically being Yorkshire pudding in a different shape.
this is I'm going to read the Wikipedia page because that's what
Okay.
people come to this podcast for. A popover is a light American pastry made from an egg batter similar to that of Yorkshire pudding, typically baked in muffin tins or dedicated popover pans, which have straight-walled sides rather than angled.
Yes.
Thanks, Andrew.
Kind of like a croissant calzone. Think of it that way.
Croissant.
Well, that doesn't sound like a popover at all to me. So now I'm very curious what this dish you've had. Shane.
I might not remember what it is, but it was good.
I love it.
It's
Eric,
possible it's not, but it's a pastry. Though.
I'm empathetic to Shane there because I was trying to think of like specific things I've had and nothing was standing out in my mind. I know that mentioned California Adventure already. California Adventure is also where the Disneyland Resort always puts their food festival stuff, and during the holiday season, they always have a bunch of like extra stands set up with a bunch of foods. And every time I've been at the holidays, there's usually something good there. Also, they have lots of good wintry alcoholic drinks, which is nice. Various forms of hot toddy and Irish coffee and things like that. They're always good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember a specific thing that like really stood out to me. Although I know one of my friends who lives down there and goes frequently mentioned this year the chorizo queso fundido being great, and I know I've had that before. Then also we discussed how the number of food booths that they have has been steadily shrinking over the years, as I believe Disney continues to cut certain things at its events. But there's still like consistently at least a few good things of that, so that if I'm like down at Disney at holiday season, I will always try and get over to California Adventure and get one of the tasting cards for all of those.
I just remembered a few more also.
Go. This would have been great to have in a draft, but go ahead, Shane.
Shane, are these like where I'm picturing California Adventure? Are they like extra stand set up, or is it like there'll be a special item in each restaurant or something?
I was thinking of a couple restaurant overlays.
Yeah.
Orlando. At Disney Springs, they have Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. They have a Halloween overlay, but they also have a holiday overlay where they have a spiked hot chocolate flight that I need to get this year. I get that every year. It's really good. And then at City Walk at Universal, they have the Red Coconut Club, which is turned into the Green and Red Coconut Club. There's like really cool theming in there. And there's drinks. You said hot toddy, which reminded me of it. That's one of the drinks, but they have a couple. It's like a holiday bar, basically. And then also at Islands of Adventure, they have the Grinch sugar cookie that's really good. I just tried that for the first time this week, and it's great. It's like a green sugar cookie. So there's a couple more holiday food items and drinks.
Well, Shane, you mentioned the Grinch, which, again, we were going to draft our favorite Christmas character, walk-around characters that are in the parks. I mean, obviously...
he's the only one.
You would think that. But no, you're wrong.
Okay.
I feel like he's the one who gets the most social media attention, like by far. Yeah. And like every time I turn on TikTok, because my algorithm is like, you're a theme park nerd, I get the Grinch compilation where it's like
always.
For the last couple of years of the Grinch, where you have the Grinch being like, "What is up, my guy?" And the
which
one
he does
this
not
year,
say anymore.
No, because
he'll refuse if you ask.
Because somebody filmed it on social media, and it's like asking Squidward to dab at Universal. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. But it's the Grinch, and he's like, and then you've got the kids going 6'7", 6'7", and the Grinch goes 8'9", 8'9", and it's
that's the thing this year. That's the Grinch trend.
It's because nobody has an original thought anymore, so they all have to make the Grinch do like the song and dance that they see on TikTok. I've seen so many
shirts, like shirts of the Grinch that say 6'7" on them, printed real shirts.
Are these things that Universal is selling?
No.
to try and get the Gen Alpha.
No, these are like someone's making them. This is third party.
Oh gosh. Yeah. But I feel like the Grinch is, I mean, in the theme park space, is kind of the most iconic character. I mean, especially as walk around. I know a lot of these parks, they have parades or opportunities to kind of have a meet and greet with Santa, Mrs. Claus, things like that. The Six Flags, Cedar Fair parks, Cedar Fair, now Six Flags. They've got Snoopy in a Santa outfit, which is pretty nice, and the Peanuts characters in their winter attire, which is really good. I know at Carowinds, and I'm sure the other Six Flags parks that have WinterFest, they've got what they've called, I think it's called Midway Merriment. And they've got characters that are that just walk around and interact with guests.
I remember California's Great America back when they still had WinterFest. It had a couple characters who were interacting with people.
And it's back when Carowinds, the last couple of years, they've kind of had themed areas. This year it's more of kind of like it's just less like land by land, but there is still walk around characters all over the park. They've got a guy playing Jack Frost this year, and Jack Frost, personally to me, because I have a friend named Jack Frost, it's like Jack Frost will always be one of my favorite Christmas characters. But the actor they've got playing Jack Frost, he was also at Scarowinds doing Halloween, and like during Scarowinds, we talked about on the podcast with Michael Dutter or Coasters, Haunts, and Dark Rides. I talked about Lucky Lavelle, how he was just this sassy, like Southern snake oil salesman. It's the same guy, but now he's put on like a New York, like Long Island accent to be Jack Frost. I don't really understand the play there, but I had a pretty good interaction with him at Winterfest this week. But it's just like he's good. I really feel like those guys, probably the same case with the Grinch too. It's actor dependent. Like, again, you see the TikToks of people at Universal these holiday season, and you get the great Grinch actors who are like, yeah, I'm gonna play along with your TikToks. I'm gonna do the voiceover and the dub overs, and I'm gonna do the dances, and I'm gonna do the animated moments. And then you see things. It's like the Grinch we met. All he did was sit on this bench, and he wasn't excited at all. So I mean, it was real Grinch vibes, honestly. But
he's mean.
Yeah, he is mean.
Yeah.
But I know at Universal too, you can meet Max the dog, but Max is an actual dog. He's not a face character or anything. So
yes,
it's a dog with an antler on his head who just kind of sits there and he's like, "Pet me." So
he's great. I love Max.
Yeah. What about and we can talk parades. I think a big tradition for me is waking up Christmas morning, opening presents, and then I turn on ABC and I watch the Disney Parks Holiday Spectacular that they film in October or whenever they film it. They're like, we're live at Disney World. And I'm like, no, you're not. But the parades and things, again, looking at Shane's draft list, we had kind of like a live entertainment piece. And Shane, you mentioned the Universal Holiday Parade. What is it about this parade that kind of sets it apart, do you think?
So it's a fairly new parade. They introduced a newly revamped holiday parade a few years ago. And what's cool about it is that they have Macy's balloons in it. So the company that makes the balloons for the actual Thanksgiving Day parade also makes a set just for Universal.
Cool.
So they have specific character balloons. There's a Minions one and a Shrek one, but then there's also just regular balloons. There's a star and there's a toy soldier. So that's really cool. But it's a really long parade too. It's a half hour long. There's tons of floats. Some IP floats, some original floats. There's just a lot of performers. And I just think it's a really cool parade.
Okay. They don't bring balloons from New York after the Thanksgiving Day parade, do they? Or it's a separate
So they
setting?
used to.
Okay.
But now the holidays at Universal starts before Thanksgiving. So they have their own. But they did used to bring them. But the past, for a long time, I think they've just had their own balloons.
It sounds like you know a lot about Universal holidays. I don't know why.
I do. Yeah, I know a decent amount. Yeah.
This is Shane. So I have not been. I mean, I've never been to Universal Orlando holidays. I've been to Universal Studios, but it's been a while since before Nintendo Land started doing a Christmas overlay. I know that in Hollywood, this big Christmas thing in Nintendo Land is. Mm-hmm. Do you know if Epic Universe is doing Christmas overlays yet on their?
I believe
any of their worlds. Or is it too early? They'll have to wait for it to be worth it in a couple of years.
Has Christmas decorations. I don't think anything actually changes. They don't have special characters or anything, but there's definitely Christmas decorations. In the Isle of Berk, they have they call it Snoggletog, which is I think a hybrid of Thanksgiving and Christmas. And there's a few things in the stores that are decorated. Dark Universe, I don't think so. They had a little Monsters Christmas tree in the gift shop. But as for the land, I don't think so. And then Nintendo, I believe, has nothing. Nothing like the other two, at least. They may have a couple
I wonder if that will change next Christmas
I think
season.
eventually, yeah. Celestial Park also has Christmas decorations too.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Igor in a Santa hat, it's going to take you right out of them.
That would be great.
I mean,
wish they would do that.
That would be what I would be most excited about. An Epic Universe Christmas decorations would be Dark Universe Christmas decorations.
In the tribute store at Universal, in the Studios Park, there's like a room at the end of the tribute store that's all nutcrackers, and they have an Igor nutcracker in there.
That's pretty good.
So there is some Igor representation.
Pretty good.
Listen, we love Igor representation.
We love him.
Shane, being like, again, you have this level of Universal holiday knowledge. I've got to ask you about Earl the Squirrel. Like, is this one of these in jokes that Universal fans, it's like the little pumpkin from Halloween Horror Nights where the fans like take the joke, they run it into the ground, they beat it like a dead horse, and then the park is like, we have to capitalize on this?
I think this was actually the park first. I think they made it a thing. Okay. Because what happened? Do you guys know the story of Earl the Squirrel, the real story?
Not at all.
Okay.
I bet you know the story. So I'm going to let you tell it.
Okay. It's pretty simple. So a couple of years ago, I think 2020, there was a actual squirrel living in the big Christmas tree at Universal, who right before the parade bit through a wire of Christmas lights, died in the tree, and then they couldn't figure out why the lights weren't working when because the parade goes by and Santa's supposed to stop and light up the tree. And they were like, well, it's not lighting up. So then they found that there was a squirrel living in the tree.
An electrocuted squirrel in the tree?
Yes. Now Earl has become the Christmas mascot of Universal. So they actually have...
The dead squirrel became the mascot?
Well, no. The story is he still lives in the tree, and he makes sure that the lights are working for all the kids before the parade goes by. So... that's the story of Earl the Squirrel. And inside the Universal Christmas tree, they have a little plush like animal of a squirrel with lights in its mouth that pops in and out of the tree. So you can try to find him if you're going to Universal for the holidays. Try to look for Earl the Squirrel.
This is at the moment that the squirrel's about to bite down on the wire and die.
It has like a piece of it in his mouth. But there's also inside, there's tons of Earl stuff. Because he's also a walk-around character now.
I've seen the walk-around character.
Yes. There's merchandise with Earl and his sister, Pearl the Squirrel, who is not his girlfriend. It's his sister. Pearl
always
the Squirrel.
Always good to clarify.
Yep. And then there is basically wherever you can find Earl, he's in the Red Coconut Club too. There's a string of lights that's either bit through or not working, as a reference to the original Earl the Squirrel.
It's kind of a dark backstory. I mean, real life.
I was a little surprised
to
learn that, but they flipped it around. They made it a positive because now
they've covered up the truth.
Decorating for Christmas, and he loves making sure the lights are working in the tree.
And the original Earl is clearly an homage to Jaws when Jaws used to bite the wire on the Jaws ride.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Look at that. See, it's all connected.
There we go. Let's add that to the lore. It's going to be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the subject of parades, I mean, Carowinds and King's Dominion, when King's Dominion had WinterFest, there are a lot of people, by the way, who are mad that King's Dominion doesn't have WinterFest this year. I heard it a little bit when I was at Carowinds this weekend.
Yes, I remember when that was announced.
It's a bummer. I get it. It's like, unfortunately, the parks, if it's not going to make the money it needs to make, they're going to have to make tough decisions, unfortunately.
So, man, that's really hard to do in places that like actually start to get cold in December.
Man,
I remember they did at Six Flags New England. I went there, I think 1 or 2 years when they did Holiday in the Park, and I went to Great Adventure also. I don't remember much about it. I remember they did have a refillable mug for hot chocolate that I remember buying, where you could like
extremely long lines for hot chocolate if it's like the ones that were here.
Yes,
I don't remember that.
Oh,
quite possibly. But I think not enough people knew about it, so it was great. So I had like 10 cups of hot chocolate, and they have like outdoor like barbecues. You can roast marshmallows, and they run the coasters in the cold, which is freezing because it's in New Jersey and Massachusetts. So yep. I don't know if either of them are doing it this year, though. Not sure.
I don't know what the temperature was at Carowinds on Saturday night when I rode Fury, and I fit on Fury for the first time all season. So shout out to walking a dog 2 to 3 miles a day to like make my legs smaller. But it was maybe, I'm thinking low 40s max, and it was cold.
Yeah. It was freezing. I remember Nitro at Great Adventure was like that, just absolutely frigid cold, snow on the ground.
and we weren't quite there, but anyway, what I was going to say is they used to have the WinterFest Wonderland Parade, which was one of those. Again, the parade would kind of meander through the park. It would stop 3 or 4 times. There would be some like song and dance, and that was a really fun moment. I was really excited to see that come to a regional park. Unfortunately, it's not there this year, but that was a really good live entertainment piece. But the one show I will always remember was the first year, I believe, that King's Dominion did Winterfest, which was, I don't know, right before COVID, 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. They had a show called Four Drummers Drumming. And it was, I think a couple other Six Flags parks had their own twist on it, but King's Dominion, we've got video of our YouTube of this on our YouTube channel from like 7-8 years ago. So if you really want to dig, you can find it. They had the four drummers who were dressed up as like the 10 soldiers, and they had the robotic movements but they were really, really talented percussionists. And Eric, as a former band guy, I'm sure you can appreciate this. But that to me is it's the bar I set for all like winter theme park shows, and there hasn't been one yet. And it's like I said, it's come up different iterations. Carowinds had a version a couple years ago where they were like drummers in ski gear, and I think it was actually our guy Justin Mabry, JM Entertainment, who does our theme music, who put that one together. It was a great show, but I think the 10 soldier with the drums, and they had like remixes of like classic Christmas songs that the guys were drumming along to. It was so good.
I have a vague memory that California Adventure has toy soldier drummers that go like as a walk around band that would go around and play things, stop them in a few places. Similar.
Yeah.
They were always good.
It was really cool. So I'm really glad, I feel like the holiday season, it's like Christmas and Halloween is like the time for these parks live entertainment departments to really shine and kind of
absolutely
do their own thing. I know Carowinds, I think, has 8 shows this year. Didn't get to catch all of them, but I did see the Holly Jolly Trolley, also a really good one that kind of rolls through the park, and they perform at the main entrance with some song and dance, which is really good.
That one's been at Winterfests in the past. I like vaguely remember or something like that being at Winterfest out here back in the day as well.
Yeah. So one other thing I want to talk about, though, again, we got to talk ride overlays, which there aren't very many of them. It's more of, I feel like, of a Disney thing, but I think we're going to touch on this in a future episode about the best and worst Disney water rides, slow moving water dark rides. We're going to come for Shane and just like crush his
don't spoil it, Andrew.
Sorry, we've only been talking about this again.
Content.
I think we talked
brought
about
it
this
up on the podcast before.
Probably.
We really have. The first episode, I'm sure we talked about it. Anyway,
Probably.
5 years ago, whatever it was. I've yet to experience this in person, but I really want to get down to Epcot and experience the holiday greenhouse version of Living with the Land, because that just seems like a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm. I've never experienced it, even though I do live here, but I have heard great things about it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that's like, how can you make the world's greatest slow moving water dark ride even better?
But you can't because there's Navi in it. So
anyway,
Shane, does the Navi on whatever that ride is called wear a Santa hat during the holidays?
No, but they do decorate the mech suit with a Santa hat and beard.
I've seen that. They do that. Shaman of Song should have a Santa hat on. Every ride should get at least
a Santa hat. I think
if there's an animatronic, there should be a Santa hat on it. I think should be the blanket
Santa hat
ride overlay at minimum for any theme park in the world.
Agreed.
Eric, I know you're a West Coast guy. Do you have thoughts on Haunted Mansion Holiday versus regular Haunted Mansion?
Oh, I can't believe I forgot. Eric,
I think
I just went to Disneyland for the first time. Eric, go first.
So it's like, it's certainly, I understand the complaints of it lasts too long, because I agree. I think it starts now in like August or something. It's basically like a third of the year it's Haunted Mansion Holiday. But I'm a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan, so I'm always happy to be on it. I like both. I think the main downside is if you go to Disneyland during the holidays, then you never get to see regular Haunted Mansion, which is unfortunate. I was just recently in Tokyo Disney, early November, and we had not expected them to already have Christmas stuff up because I think they weren't doing any of the Christmas shows or anything yet. But they did have Nightmare Before Christmas overlay on holiday. I don't know if it starts as early there, but was also it was on their Haunted Mansion. It's slightly different, so that was kind of fun. It's like, oh, it's like a different version of Haunted Holiday Mansion, which was also great to experience. So I'm a fan, and I think that if we talk about best characters, now walk around character, but the Jack Skellington animatronic, that's got to be the best animatronic that's only out there for part time. It's huge, it's really good, it looks great, and I assume it's just in a storage shed from January to August.
It's in a better security place than the Buzzy animatronic. Sorry. The one time I went to Disneyland, and we're talking 10 plus years ago, it was in the fall, and Haunted Mansion Holiday was there, so I've never seen the original Disneyland Haunted Mansion, Hatbox Ghost, all that good stuff. And this is coming from somebody who has never seen Nightmare Before Christmas.
Knows
that's crazy.
You gotta fix that.
Yeah,
I don't watch movies, guys. Come on. Listen,
it's not even long because it's old and
it's like 80
stop
minutes.
motion.
Yeah.
When you guys watch movies, I produce podcast episodes.
I thought you were gonna say you watch TikToks about the Grinch with someone.
I mean, I also do that because that's after I'm done producing the podcast.
Yeah. Take 80 minutes of TikTok time and replace that with watching Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's a lot of effort. But Shane, you were saying you just went out to Disneyland for the first time. What'd you think of Haunted Mansion?
Yeah, I can't. We were just talking about Ride Overlays. I can't believe I forgot about it. Yes, I also love Nightmare Before Christmas. It was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and I love it now still. It's great. I can't believe that they really put a lot of effort into this. It's basically a different ride.
Yeah.
Every single room looks very different. There's animatronics. There's a new Oogie Boogie animatronic at the end. That's not the same one that they had, which I think was like a country bear inside of it, if I remember correctly. But it's new now, and it looks really good. And there's other little moving props and things throughout. That's really good. There's new narration. But I was super impressed. Even the queue, the music's different. And the pre-show is totally
the paintings are all different, I think.
Yes. Yep. So it was great. I love that was my first Haunted Mansion experience there because it was really great.
What about Jingle Cruise? Do we have any thoughts? I mean,
it hasn't been at Disneyland for a while, and I remember liking it when it was at Disneyland, but I don't remember. Maybe it's just they take it away and bring it back sometimes, but I feel like it hasn't been there for maybe since COVID.
Wow, that's another one I don't know if I've done. They do still have it here. Yeah,
I was going to say they have it in Florida. Maybe it's the what was the old Disney expression? Limited time magic.
Yeah,
something like that. Oh God.
I think that is actually just like they put a Santa hat on stuff.
They put a Santa hat and they put tinsel on things, which I always think I like the kind of crumminess of it. This feels like somebody dropped a box of presents in the jungle or whatever it is.
It's the Dino Land USA of overlays.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
So Andrew, I'm wondering, so Shane, you just mentioned Country Bears Jamboree, and I was just in Tokyo Disney. I did not know that this was an overlay because I don't remember. I don't know when it closed at Disneyland, but apparently it closed at least in Disney World, Magic Kingdom in 2000. Andrew, do you remember the Country Bears Christmas overlay?
I do not. No. I only saw Country Bears for the first time 4 or 5 years ago.
So there you go.
Yeah, there are certain things that I've never done at Disney, and I don't know if I just keep refraining from doing them on principle. Mickey's PhilharMagic, I've never seen it. And I've been to
pretty good.
I've been to Disney World 20 plus times.
So this is very funny because I was at Tokyo Disney with our Coaster 101 founder, John Stevenson. he apparently had also never been on Country Bears at Disney World. So I did not, I knew nothing about this overlay, didn't even know there was an overlay, and was stunned how different it is from the actual show. Like, not just are all of the songs different, like, all of the animatronics seem to be, like, replaced or have, like, different fur on them and different outfits, and, like, do not, like, they are the same characters, but they are all redone in Christmassy attire. And I remember, was it Trixie is the one that hangs from, like, the story. She was in a ski accident, so one of her legs, like, has a cast on it, and she's holding ski poles or something. And just, like, I had no expectations this was done, and the level of effort that was put onto it was stunning to me as an overlay that also has been closed in the US for 25 years. I think they all started in the 80s. I think 84 at Disneyland, and then closed at some point. Tokyo, I think, started in 88, and they still do it. I was like, it was very unexpected, and was like, wow, this is a incredible level of effort for something that I'm guessing most people don't know about or don't go see.
I can only imagine how John reacted to seeing the Christmas overlay of the Country Bear Jamboree in Tokyo.
John was starstruck a lot.
That's a good way to put it. I love it. Before we wrap this up, put a bow on this veritable Christmas package, if you will. Anything else that you guys can think of when it comes to kind of like holidays at the theme park? I know we've kind of touched on it a little bit briefly, but I've seen, again, as I'm not watching Nightmare Before Christmas, scrolling TikTok, I know there's like a Grinch show at Islands of Adventure. I know there is this holiday tour that Universal's doing that seems like a good time. So I bet the tour guides for that are really great. I don't know.
I would agree. I think they are.
That seems like a good play there. But anything else at the holiday that you guys can think of that's like, oh yeah, like this is the greatest holiday thing I've ever experienced at a park?
I think not specifically a holiday thing, but I do think that Hogsmeade is best at Christmas time, partly because Hogsmeade, it always has, there's always snow on the buildings and stuff, right? I'm not just making that up. Like, it always feels like it's supposed to be set at Christmas time. And so when you're there, when they actually have Christmas decorations up and there's a light show on the castle, and then like drinking a warm butterbeer while it's, in Florida, it never really gets that cold, but while it's a little bit chillier out at night, like, this feels like, oh, this is the correct time to be in Harry Potter world. And like the rest of the year, summertime in Harry Potter world does not feel like you're really immersed in that land. But if you're there at Christmas time, it's like, oh yeah, now I can actually feel like this is how it's supposed to be.
There's too many people.
Yeah. Why? And I'm wearing this robe and it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah. Plus you get hot butterbeer. I know there's a lot of people in Florida who are like, ooh, hot butterbeer time. And I'm like,
I love hot butterbeer.
It's 70 degrees. Why are you drinking a hot beverage?
It's
once it gets below like 65, it's fine. You can drink it.
It's one of the best beverages at like nighttime in LA when it actually gets like chilly after dark.
Wow. And the entire city of Los Angeles?
Oh. Yeah, California gets cold at night during the wintertime.
Okay. But best drink in the entire
the best theme park drink, Andrew. Okay. We're talking about theme parks here.
We are. That's a good point. You said Los Angeles.
I would say best drink in general, but that's
sorry. I meant when Los Angeles gets cold, it's the best theme park drink. Florida, I assume, never really gets cold enough for it to be a great time for hot butterbeer. But
2 days a year, but I go get it during those 2 days.
There you go.
Some other random stuff. They have Deadpool at Avengers Campus in California Adventure, which I just missed by like 2 weeks. I'm very mad about that. They have at Jollywood Night. Well, I mean, there's a ton of unique stuff at both Disney events, but they do have a Nightmare Before Christmas show where they bring out the Jack Skellington puppet, which is very cool. At Universal, also, not a lot of people know this. I didn't know this until recently. They have a Blues Brothers holiday overlay to that show. And I love the Blues Brothers. So they do like a special holiday version of their live show out in the park. Their car, the Bluesmobile, is decorated with like their stockings and stuff on it, and they do different stuff during the show. So also, that's another unique thing out there too that I haven't seen yet, but I'm gonna make a point to see it this year.
Don't they instead of soul man they say I'm a snowman or something like that?
I hope so. I'll find out soon.
I feel like that's got to be a thing.
Probably.
All right. Anyway, like I said, we are what are we? This will release on the 9th, so we're talking 2 weeks and change until Christmas. That's how that works. So, yeah, plenty of time to check out your local theme parks. The ones that are still having winter events, be sure to go check those out. Patronize them. Not patronize them, but be a patron.
Go visit.
I think that's an acceptable use of patronize there, Andrew.
Yeah, okay, cool. Don't be patronizing, but you can patronize these events.
Be a patron at them.
Yes, be a patron, be a guest. Go enjoy some holiday cheer.
Go do the Universal Orlando Christmas tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
And 100%. There's light bites that looks like Caesar salad, and there's all sorts of cool stuff. It's on TikTok.
Casserole and pasta. Yeah, check it out. The Universal has a special holiday tour for the holidays. I don't know if Disney. I don't think they have like any specific holiday tour, but they have their after hours Christmas parties. And SeaWorld also might have a holiday tour. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. But SeaWorld has a bunch of holiday stuff too. So they have a parade. They do have a parade.
Perfect. Holiday tours, holiday events. And after you go check out those events, head to coaster101.com where we will have probably written about WinterFest at Carowinds and maybe some other ones. Who knows? Coaster101.com. Also follow us on all forms of social media at Coaster101. So anywhere you can find social media, that's where we are. If you're listening, make sure you're liking, rating, reviewing, and subscribing and telling your friends. Because the more people who listen to this podcast, the higher probability of Eric and Shane coming back and like wanting to be here with me.
I'll always. You just gotta ask, Andrew.
That's
me too.
Point. You guys got a good point. Sorry. Well, anyway, c101.co/merch for the latest and greatest Coaster 101 merch that's got a theme park spin on it. We actually had a shirt get DCMA'd from there. That was a knockoff of the Waffle House logo. So shout out to Waffle House for getting that shirt taken down. We sold one design of that ever.
Was it also, to someone on our team?
No comment. It was me.
Okay.
Also c101.me/26 calendar. Again, we are raising money for a kid again, and 100% of the proceeds from those calendar sales go directly to a kid again. We've got, like I said, a handful of calendars left and a handful of shopping days to take care of yourself or the coaster enthusiast on your holiday shopping list.
Yes.
And last but certainly not least, a big shout out to the creator of Four Drummers Drumming at Carowinds all those years ago, but also the creator of our theme music for our podcast, JM Music Design. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Coaster 101 podcast. Eric, Shane, let's do this again soon.
Let's do it.
You bet.
All right. See you later.